Noah Love, and today, Tuesday, May 20th, we will be talking about Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals tonight. It is the Timberwolves and the Thunder. We will go over that. We will also go over Pacers and Knicks, Eastern Conference Finals. That is tomorrow. The Game 1 for them is tomorrow. We will also be going over the contract extension for Brock Purdy. And those are things that we will be talking about today. Also, Nick Sirianni got extended, but not really going to go into that. It's a good move for the Eagles, whatever. All that and all that today on the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I want to start with Brock Purdy's contract extension. Brock Purdy. By the way, this video was supposed to come up yesterday, but I had some technical difficulties, so couldn't get it out. But Brock Port, Brock Purdy gets a 5-year, $265 million extension, and it includes a full no-trade clause for the duration of the deal. Adam Schefter reported that Purdy's new deal includes $181 million in overall guaranteed money, which is a monumental jump for the last pick in the last round of the 2022 NFL Draft. He earned a total of $2.6 million over his first 3 seasons in the league, and now has an average annual salary of $53 million. Wow. Purdy played 15 games in 2024 and threw for 3,864 yards, 20 touchdowns, and in a career high 12 interceptions. He had dealt with injuries to his right shoulder and elbow, hindering him from building off his stellar 2023 campaign that saw him lead the NFL with a 113 passer rating while throwing for 31 touchdowns. The 49ers went 6-11 in a disappointing campaign and missed the playoffs for the first time since 2018. At the end of the year, Purdy made it clear that he wanted to remain San Francisco's face of the franchise. He said, and I quote, "I want to be in San Francisco and play my football career here," Purdy said on January 6th. "I know that I'm the guy for this organization and that I can do what it takes to help lead us where we want to go." The 25-year-old potentially got his wish, as his no-trade clause ensures that he will control his destiny with the 49ers going forward. My thoughts on this: 53 mil for Purdy annually. Ah, don't know if I would have paid him that, to be honest. I was kind of shocked that the Niners paid him. By the way, they also extended Fred Warner, but we'll talk about that probably tomorrow. Yeah, they extend. Yeah, I let me get my words here. I was shocked at the money they gave him for this extension. And then I was even more shocked. He gets a no trade clause. No trade clause? That's insane. Look, we know what the Niners cap situation is. It's not great. We know, look, there's no Debo. He's gone. You got guys like Dre Greenlaw gone, Charvarius Ward gone. Still have some pieces though. Brandon Ayuk still number 1, but he's hurt. Will he be ready for week 1? I'm not sure. Obviously, Jawan Jennings, who was very good for them last year, will be the wide receiver 2. Ricky Pierce will be the wide receiver 3. Then you got Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, who again is coming off of a major injury. Trent Williams, a year for retirement. It's just Niners are in a tough spot. This is why they needed to win the Super Bowl 1 out of those 5 years or 4 years when they got there, because they went to multiple NFC championship games and 2 Super Bowls and lost. We are going to look back on this roster, and it's going to be one of the biggest missed opportunities to win a Super Bowl. I get it, they ran into Mahomes twice and lost, but you had another Super Bowl appearance in your hands. If I believe it was Emmanuel Mosley, if he catches that pick against the Rams in the 2020, I think it was 2021 NFC Championship game, if he catches that, it was 21, 22, one of the two NFC, I think it might have been a 21, 22 season. If he catches that in the NFC title game, the Niners are going to another Super Bowl and they probably beat the Bengals. So, I don't know, but it, now, obviously, look, you just paid Purdy, you paid Warner, you paid Ayuk last season. You're just gonna look. You're gonna be mid to, I guess, decent for the next couple of years. I don't think you'll be bad. Would I pay Purdy this? I thought his value was around 45, 48 million. I thought, but I think they might have offered him somewhere around 40 million to start, and they rejected him. He was like, get out of here with that. So look, congratulations to Purdy for getting his money. Like that's great. When you're the last pick in the NFL draft and they call you Mr. Irrelevant, uh, that's your nickname. And then you come out, look, it's unprecedented to see like Lance go down, Jimmy G go down. You're the third option. You come in, you play well, and now you get your money. Props to him. Really, really interested to see where how good he plays this year. Will he play up to his level? Because there's no Debo now. O line's not it's not great. Wide receiving core is a little worse. McCaffrey, we don't know. Will he play up to that contract or will he be a little bit under? That'll be interesting to see. Okay, now we're about to preview game one tonight, Western Conference Finals. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Oklahoma City Thunder got here by beating. They obviously beat the Grizzlies in 4, then they beat the Nuggets in Game 7. That Game 7 instant reaction is up on the channel. By the way, thank you guys for over 100 views on that. I really appreciate it, man. Just thank you guys. Been trying to grind on this for almost a year now. Look, I know the quality and everything's not great, trying to work on that, but just thank you guys for that. Anyways, the Wolves got to the Western Conference Finals. They beat the Lakers in 5 and they beat the Warriors in 5. Wolves have had almost a week off. Obviously no Steph Curry for the Warriors, but this game tonight is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see who, in terms of the Thunder, who will they have guard Ant? I'm assuming they're going to start with Lou Dort, but then throughout the course of the series, they're going to throw people at them. I'm assuming the matchup for Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I don't know if he'll be Conley. See, this is where I think they'll probably put Dort. They'll probably put Conley on Dort. Or maybe they will start with SGA or with Conley on SGA. I don't know. But I think maybe they put Conley on Dort and then they either Ant guard Shea or maybe it's a Jaden McDaniels that guard Shea and Ant gets J-Dub. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Ant's going to have to guard somebody in this series. It's the point. He's going to have to take the challenge. Obviously, he's going to have to carry the load on offense. And defensively, he's going to have to be great. Who guards Julius Randle? I'm assuming Chet may have that matchup. Although they could, yeah, I'm going to assume Chet has that matchup. Or they could put Chet on Jaden McDaniels, but I don't know. It's just going to be interesting. Both teams have depth off the bench. Obviously, the Wolves they have Nas Reed, Nikhil, Alexander Walker off the bench for them. The Thunder, they have Caruso, they have Aaron Wiggins. They're just a really deep team. Also have Isaiah Joe, Cason Wallace. The Thunder go about 9, 10 deep at times. Have the other Jalen Williams as well. It'll be interesting. I actually think the Timberwolves can win this series, funny enough. They do have to win this series, but Ant has to be great. Ant and Randall have to be great each game in this series for them to have a chance. I think for Minnesota, it's going to be key. The offensive glass. You Gobert is going to have to rebound. Obviously, you want to get on the offensive glass as well, but also you want to keep the Thunder off the glass, which will be tough because when you just look at it, I mean, Hardenstein crashes the offensive glass. Holmgren does sometimes. You got J-Dub, and then Aaron Wiggins when he comes in, he will even Caruso sometimes will. It's going to be tough, but I think last series OKC, the Nuggets, I felt like couldn't. You saw it in Game 7. Couldn't really match their athleticism consistently. Denver couldn't match what J Dub and those other guys on the wing brung. I think the Timberwolves can do more of that this series. I mean, it will be interesting when Nas Reed is in the game. Who will guard him? I think Hardenstein, he can come out and guard. He's not just somebody who wants to be in the paint. Obviously Gobert will be on. Hardenstein is going to be the two big lineup. Obviously, now it'll be interesting. Will the Wolves at some point go with a big lineup where it's Randall at the 3 potentially, and because of his better playmaking ability, or is it him at the 3, and is it uh Nas reading Gobert to try to kind of match that with Holmgren and Hardenstein? I mean, they could do that. Well, this is going to be such an entertaining series. It's the first Western Conference Finals in 9 years. I think the Timberwolves, they're ready. This is Julius Randle's first conference finals. Uh, and this obviously the Wolves, they were here last year. Last year they were coming in, they said they were dead tired, and it looked like that. I don't think they'll be that this year. Obviously rested. OKC, it'll be interesting to see how they handle it. They'll be at home, obviously, but how will they handle the pressure of a game 1 on their home floor? Because all Minnesota is thinking in this series is like, look, we just gotta get one. We just gotta get one on the road, and then handle business at home, and we win the series. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander probably gonna win the MVP. Look, this series, I think this is gonna be a very entertaining series. Two of the team and can't come out slow though. I will say he can't come out slow. I think the key is a fast start against OKC. That's really what you need uh, to win the game. And potentially steal game 1 on the road here. For OKC, same thing. You're at home. You need a fast start. You do not need to come out slow. Look, I know you're coming off of a game 7 emotional high. You're in the conference finals, but look, on the road, you could have a letdown. At home, conference finals, can't have it. You just can't have it. Not in that building. Louds, not in that building. I don't think they'll let you have a letdown with how loud that crowd will be. Yeah, man. The Wolves and the Thunder. This series is going to be fantastic, but I don't think it's going to be the best of the two because the other one, Pacers-Knicks. Let's talk about it. The Pacers and the Knicks start game one tomorrow night in Madison Square Garden. These are two teams that a lot of people didn't think would be here. And they're here now, and somebody's going to the NBA Finals, one of these two teams. The the one thing the Knicks, I think obviously the difference from last year to this year is I think obviously Cat and Bridges, but the experience of the Pacers, I think they're more experienced, more poised than they were last year. I think they're obviously a better team. I also think the Knicks the loss of DiVincenzo, the loss of Hardenstein, I think that's huge. DiVincenzo was great, and he was shooting the lights out the ball against the Pacers last year, and Hardenstein was grabbing so many offensive rebounds. Now Mitchell Robinson didn't play. It will be interesting to see how the Pacers play him when he comes off the bench. But they go 7 deep, 8 at the most with campaign. They usually go if it's a close tight game. If Thibodeau doesn't trust campaign, he'll go Brunson, Bridges, OG, Hart, and Towns with Deuce coming off as the sixth man and Mitch. That's only 7 guys. Meanwhile, the Pacers, obviously, they go Halliburton, Nimhard, Neesmith, Siakam, Turner, but then off the bench they go TJ McConnell, they go Matherin, they go Obi Toppin, they can throw in some Thomas Bryant, they can throw in some Jarris Walker, they can throw in Ben Shepherd. Ben Shepherd's been getting more minutes than Jarris, so kind of take him out. But the point is they can go 9 to 10 deep. And I just think the way the the way the league is constructed right now, part of it with the new CBA is I think obviously you need star power, but depth. If you have star power and no depth, you won't win. All four. Look, the Knicks go 7 deep. The Pacers go 9 deep. 3 of the 4 teams that are playing here are deep teams. The Pacers, deep team. Minnesota, deep team. Thunder, extremely deep team. I think, and especially with the pace that Indiana plays, if Thibodeau's playing Brunson in that crew 41, 42, 43 minutes a game, I think they could get worn out. And also, I was looking at the minutes for the Pacers. Not one guy has reached 40 minutes. They've all their starters. I think the most has been played is 35 minutes a game. So they have that bench. Now they bench got to play. Obviously, they got to come to play. But if they're obviously if the starters play well and their bench comes in and they hit you with a flurry, man, it's just the Pacers are going to be tough to beat. I'm picking the Pacers in 6 in this series. I really think the Pacers are going to beat the Knicks. I just think, look, as great as Brunson is, the depth could wear out the Knicks. Now, here's what I'll say: if there are close games, like 3-4 point games late, I trust Captain Clutch. I think the Knicks. And Halliburton's been great closing as well. Don't get me wrong, but I think at this stage right now, Brunson is a better closer. But Brunson and Halliburton have both been clutch this season. So look, this series is going to be great. I I am going to love watching this series every other day. It's going to be fantastic. Think there's obviously going to be a chippiness to it, a rivalry to it. The Garden will be rocking, and then when they go back to Gamebridge, it will be insane. And who goes to the NBA Finals? My finals picks. Obviously I got the Pacers going, and then Thunder and Wolves. I'm gonna stick my neck. Man, that Thunder Wolves series is tough for me to predict because Thunder have been the best team all year. I'm gonna stick my neck out and say the Wolves. I'm gonna say the Wolves get it done. I'm gonna say the Wolves get it done. I think Ant takes out a young star. He took out LeBron and Luka. He takes out, I don't want to even say Steph Curry because like he wasn't there. Guess takes out Draymond, Jimmy and Draymond. And now I think he's going to take out the MVP. Even last year, he takes out Durant and Booker. He takes out the Joker. I think he's going to add Shea to the list. And I think we're going to have a Pacers Wolves conference finals. And let me tell you something. If we have that finals, wow. And look, there's already going to be like one small market team because Thunder and Wolves are both small market. I know a lot of NBA fans will want to see the Knicks because they're a big brand. I think the Pacers play, and I think the Pacers play an exciting brand of basketball. I I want to see. I want to see them in it. I really do. I want to see them in it. I know a lot of NBA in the league. Look, this Final Four is great for basketball. I don't care what NBA Twitter says. Oh, it's bad for basketball. Duh, 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 duh. I don't care, bro. This is good for the game of basketball. Parity is good. We're gonna have our seventh different champion in 7 years. People complain about the Warriors. The Warriors, the Cavs, I can't stand it. It's every single year. But now you have some parity in the league where it's not the same team every year. It's the Raptors, then it's the Lakers, then it's the Bucks, then it's the Warriors, then it's the Nuggets, then it's the Celtics. Like you're getting some parity now. And you're complaining about it. Like that's why, and that's one thing I just don't understand. Like I think some NBA fans like the stars and the drama. I don't think they actually like the game itself. Because like if you watch Indiana and OKC, they're fun to watch. Not saying the Knicks aren't are fun to watch at some points. Even though they let Brunson do a lot of foul baiting, kind of same with OKC, they let Shea kind of foul bait. Sometimes it pisses me off because like why? But I mean, this is great for the game of basketball. Also, I want to touch on kind of on one more thing here because I was gonna talk about it yesterday, but I really didn't get to the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese drama. Angel Reese, uh, well, they gave Caitlin Clark a flagrant because she swiped down. I think it was a play on the ball. I don't think it should have been a flagrant. But the way Angel Reese reacted, there was no need for all that. First of all, people are talking about people, I guess, on Twitter are saying that there were monkey noises made at Angel Reese. There's no validity behind any of these claims. WNBA is not serious. They released, oh, we're launching an investigation into baseless claims. And to claim there's no video evidence, there's no proof. Like, what are you investigating? Like, what are you seriously investigating? And then also for the media to talk about the ESPN, because you know ESPN loves to race bait. Let's just call it what it is. For them and Get Up, and I love Get Up, but Greeny, man, you didn't have to say, you didn't have to obviously put up the graphic and the statement and all that. There's no validity to these claims. If there were, we would have heard about it by now. There would have been a video or something. In the age of social media, if somebody was making monkey noises at Angel Reese, don't you think somebody would have either A, stopped it, or B, took a video? That's neither here nor there. Then they're also trying to make this a rivalry, which I respect, but this would be like if Andre Drummond had beef with Steph Curry. It's not a rivalry. Caitlin Clark had a triple double. Angel Reese at 12 and 17. Look, Caitlin Clark is on a completely different planet than Angel Reese right now. And I think the gap is going to get bigger. I think the actual rivalry, if the Wings can get good, it'll be Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark. Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark were in the same class. Paige Beckers was the one that was number one ranked, went to UConn, all that jazz, won a natty. Something Caitlin didn't do, and no Paige had to stay there an extra year to do it, but she did do it. Caitlin kind of came out of nowhere, started taking everybody by storm, taking college basketball by storm, and now taking the WNBA by storm. And now this is second year for Caitlin, this is first year for Paige. I think that could be a rivalry. Also, I think the girl that's going to get in there and help revolutionize the WNBA even more. Hopefully, she comes back for a torn ACL, sending her prayers. Juju Watkins. I really think if Juju Watkins obviously does well next year and then comes out as the number one pick, I really think her and Caitlin could potentially be rivals as terms of the two best players in the WNBA one day. People need to stop hating on Caitlin. Like, Caitlin is the reason the WNBA has a new media rights deal. We know this. They did not get it before she came into the league last year. Let's just be real about it. But yeah, that's all I got today for the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I thank you guys for the support. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I have been your host, Noah Love, and until next time, see ya.